Hello everyone, my name's Bottletophornet and welcome back to another episode of Freestyle Friday. It's been a long while since we've done one of these, but I decided to come back since I've been working on episode 50 of the Let's Play series and haven't had time to finish it. It's a big one and I wanted to give you guys something to watch in the meantime. So we're going to do another Freestyle Friday. I'm going to put it in to peaceful mode and we're on creative and you'll see that it's a random seed generated. We're doing the same old thing where I go in and try and build exactly where I spawn and see what I can come up with that matches the area, try new and different builds, and yeah, we'll just get right in and see how we go. So I'm going to create this new world. It usually lags a little bit in the recording right at the start, so I'm going to give it a second once it's loaded up to get its bearings and get started, and then we'll have a look around and see what my initial impressions of the area is. So give this a minute and we'll have a look around. And it seems like it's the most basic of basic areas that I've seen in a long while. But we do spawn right next to a village. So, I mean, just go with my gut feeling, I suppose. Let's try and renovate this village. Let's try and make our own version of a village in a couple of hours with creative mode. See if I can change up the style a little bit, add a little bit of detail to these areas, try and add a couple of houses myself, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Doesn't look like there's many farming little plots of land, so maybe we'll add a couple of those, a few more houses, a few bigger buildings as well. Yeah, all right. Ooh. It's a little nerve-wracking because this could be very hard to pull off exactly how I want to, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to put on some music, we'll do a little bit of a time-lapse, and then we'll walk through after the fact and see what I've come up with. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this shorter video. Hopefully it can hold you guys over until episode 50 of the Let's Play comes out, and I'll see you on the other side of this time-lapse. Alright, enjoy!
Clouds are stirring up the sky. I was always in denial of what I saw right in front of me. And every time I'm so damn lost to what I loved and what I lost. But let's get lost in love tonight. Hear a second voice inside my head. It's telling me to say tonight again. And hold on to the words we always said would be forever, forever. Wait another day to clear my thoughts. So jump into a love that won't be forgotten. Forever, forever. Let's run away together. Let's run away together. Let's run away together. I wanna run away with you. Let's run away together. Let's run away. Let's run away together. Let's run away. Swear we'd never say goodbye. Fall asleep to lullabies with something that I thought I'd never find. And what is right and what is wrong, and all I ever saw was love. But let's get lost in love tonight. Hear a second voice inside my head. It's telling me to say the night again. And hold on to the words we always said would be forever, forever. Wait another day to clear my thoughts. So jump into a love that won't be forgotten. Forever.
Okay, I'm pretty happy with how much I got done. This is just a minute or two over 4 hours of work. I basically went and changed every single building, removed one and added another one. But now we've got a bit of a, well, sort of surrounded by forest. You can get the idea that there would be more. Wait, let's do this. Let's just spam some of these around so that we get a bit of a better picture. Try and be as random as possible so that it doesn't look too ridiculous. That'll get us a couple up there. And if we just change the tick speed for a second, game rule, random tick speed. Let's go 3000. There we go. They should all grow up nice and quick. And we'll change that back to 3, which is the standard. Now that that's changed back to normal, let's have a look through the rest of the build. So I started off by just, well, basically adding something new. I wanted to add something that was my own touch on this, my own flair towards what this whole build is designed for. And one thing that I just wanted to quickly do is make it so that that's sort of supported. Now we've got ourselves a water mill that is designed to be set up as a bit of a logging mill. And that's why I have these extra logs on the side over here, held down by the very basic supports that are rails and whatnot. I tried to use the oak log, the oak roofs, like the oak plank roofs, and also the cobblestone base to the house and the walls, but I added the details with a little bit of tuff, a little bit of the mossy cobblestone as well, just to try and give it a little bit extra, but still stick to the main idea. And then all I did was add the spruce on as well to give it that extra splash of color and a little bit of definition to the sides of the buildings. Now, most of them all have these little flicks off the side, so that it's a little bit Viking-y, I suppose you'd call it, which I really like. And I didn't go overboard with details on the buildings themselves. I just tried to keep them simple like they would be if they were just a generated building itself. So over here towards the end, I added some of these. Not everything has interiors, but, you know, we've got a very basic little thing here. Tried to keep the main path going through, but now we have this walkway up there. We've got a slightly bigger build up here, which again, I didn't do much to the interior, but this is something that you could definitely add to over time. Little spot out the back here. Cat. Little spot out the back to add a garden if you wanted to. I like to imagine that this was sort of how you could have villages generate. A little bit more detail in the builds, but still keeping that simple nature and keeping to the... Oh, I completely forgot to add some stuff up around that doorway. Okay, let's think. Bit of tuff there, bit of that there. And let's grab that and that. There we go. That's good enough for now, I think. Yeah, not too bad. So this is what would be a church. There we go. You'd maybe put some chairs or something across here like this. Actually very simple to do. Add a couple of those and a few signs on the side. And now you could add a little corner into these back sides that could be used for the brewing stations. And say you wanted to add like a, what do you call it? A raised section, like a stage at the back here. Nice and easy like that. And if you wanted to get fancy with the decorations, you could even add a couple of things like these new candles. So we'll grab some grey ones, grab ourselves a flint and steel as well. And there we go. We've got a little bit of detail added. Oops. Like so. Now, obviously, there's a lot more you can do as far as lighting throughout the whole build. And quite honestly, detailing as well. We would add some little things like finishing this up properly. Even though I'm actually doing it as we speak. But that's okay. In fact, I couldn't bear to keep it as it was. So we've added that there. We might change that a little bit. And maybe we add some proper lighting with a couple of fences off the side. There we go. Lovely. As is the restraint with having only a certain amount of time to build, there are definitely things that I haven't finished, but we'd probably add like a little room on the side here to give you access up into that tower. I don't know. Not quite sure. Let's jump up here and use these beds in this little room. Give us a chance to get it daylight again and also show off some of the very, very basic detailing that I've done. This was originally a librarian's house. So I did add a little bit of detail there, just some bookshelves and whatnot, and another staircase coming up here where you would probably add some bedrooms as well as access out onto this. And then over here, I sort of made this into a bit more of a farmhouse. It's a little bit larger than the others, has some of the slightly different details like that up there. Apparently I didn't finish the interior. I was bouncing around between all sorts of different things as I went, trying to come up with ideas on the fly. And so obviously this was one of the ones that got left in the back of my mind and I forgot to work on it, but that's okay. We'll quickly fill that in, no worries. And much the same as we did in the church, we'll just add a couple of lights just to light it up a little bit. There's, yeah, a lot that's left a little bit unfinished, but we have a small barn attached to the side for these donkeys. I did spawn in a handful of animals to just roam around this area nicely. A little bit of a waterfall going down into this pond. I was going to add some stuff out the back here, like a little graveyard and whatnot, but didn't get around to that. Over here, we have a bit of a blacksmith's forge area because there was these two very interesting caves going right down deep in the middle of the village itself. So this one doesn't go too far, but I kind of like the idea that this natural landscape through here was then used like this to have a blacksmith coming and grabbing the materials. Apparently we got Mr. Piggy in a cart, but that's what this is for, so that the blacksmith can make sure that his carts don't go back down until he's done unloading any of the materials from it. Over here, we have a little bit of a vineyard for these glowberries and a nice farming area for this farmer to look after some crops for the whole village itself. Maybe this house over here was set up for the farmer and a work hand or something like that to come in. So I've got two beds here. This actually, I did do a little bit of decorating too. All I need to do is just add a smidge more like this. And then I'd probably add the spruce through this middle there, because it gives it a bit of a nice color. And we would hang maybe off one of those chains, something like this, down into the middle of the room. And that way we have some light. So yeah, nice little basic house for them, all set up and ready to go. There we go. Keep thinking of little details that I'd want to add, and I could probably spend another 3 hours or so just adding details to this whole thing. So yeah, like fixing up this part of the back, I might do something like this. There we go. That just breaks that up a bit and doesn't show that line between the two things. And much like I did on the top of the other one, we'll add that as well. A little bit of continuity. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. I did stick to mostly a bit of an idea that it would be something closer to what could be generated. I tried to keep it to a similar block palette and similar styles and shapes for most of them, although there are some variations, like the slight curve to this roof as compared to the more square roofs or more triangular roofs on others. And these little dormer windows sticking out the side, or this little section out the back here where the door comes out. It's quite easy to just add a little bit of variance and make a huge change to each area quite easily. So yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's all come together pretty nicely. We've got a church, we've got houses, there's some farming, some mining, blacksmithing, woodworking over here as well, room for expansion, a little bit of livestock and whatnot, and plenty of space around the area to slowly expand out the village, say that direction and that direction, and even over here as well. If you were doing this as like a survival world or something, you could really turn this into a huge village. Maybe from that point over there, add a large wall coming all the way around in a big sweep to there and across there, and fully encase this area as though it is a huge sprawling town. Have a manor that you build for yourself. The possibilities are pretty endless. But with that being said, I'm not going to speak too much on this. You guys can pretty much see what I've done, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Before I do anything else, we'll just add a couple of villages around because it seems a little bare. So there's one there. Maybe we want one more over in this farming area because we did say that he'd have a second person. There we go. Maybe the blacksmith needs a blacksmith's apprentice, or even still, one of them looks like an armorer and the other one is a toolsmith. Wonderful. And maybe here, is there a Fletcher table? Because even though they'd be working with wood, something like this would definitely give them something to do. Come on, do it. Take the job. No? How about another? Take the job. Yeah, nice. So now we got a couple of Fletchers that work with wood over here, turning that into whatever is necessary for the town, be it building stuff up or exporting it to other people. Pretty cool. I think there are still details, but I'm going to get caught up if I keep going. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Freestyle Friday, this little bit of a villager transformation. Hopefully it won't be too long until I get the next episode of the Let's Play out. Big episode 50. It's going to be a megasode. I've been putting in a lot of work, and that'll be coming soon. I want to thank my Patreon supporters, especially my level 3 Patreon supporters, Tom, Master Shifu, and Nesrin. Thank you guys so much. I truly do appreciate it. And your continued support is super helpful for running the SMP that we have running now. And yeah, I'll see you guys on some Twitch streams or in the next Let's Play episode. Until then, take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Whoop.